Hey guys, welcome to Thermomix Adventures. Lisa here. I'm excited to come to you this afternoon and show you how to make these amazing vegetable waffles from Cookie Dough. Do say hi if you're watching on today. I'm also going to share with you soon the information I've learnt today about how you can get your hands on the cutter. And my cutter is on its way, so I'm so excited to show you that. Probably this time next week it'll be here. I live a bit out the way, so things take a little bit longer. But anyway, let's get cracking on this recipe because I actually have some shortcuts to show you and some substitutions as well. Now, I'm going to go straight to start cooking and we'll talk through these on the way. Do say hi if you're watching on. First things first is some carrots. Now, of course, with your carrots, we don't peel them, we just wash them. The tops and tails are perfectly fine. These are the odd bunchy ones from the supermarket the other day. I love Odd Bunch, they're my favorite. I feel sorry for them, so I have to pick them up. So in with some carrot. Now I reckon you can make this a larger batch. I'm gonna stick with this today because it's the first time I've made it for the family, so I wanna check that they eat it, okay? So I also think that this would be beautiful with poached eggs. Okay, wouldn't that be yummy on these? So next it's asking for an onion. It says 100 grams. To me, that's a fair bit of onion. So I'm actually going to just go with a purple onion and I'm going for only about 30 or 40 grams. Okay, because we don't eat a lot of onion, especially my youngest. He will turn his nose up at that, so we won't do that. Next up, we've got some parsley. I did pick that up somewhere. Where did I put it? Wondering what I've done with it. Oh, it's hiding. Now I've put some thyme in as well because I didn't have much parsley left. Our new little puppy dog, our new family member, has decided to eat the parsley leaves and the basil leaves off the herb plant. So I'm a bit short on those, but that's okay. Work with what you've got. I hope I give you confidence this year to realize that you can even make things even if you don't have all the ingredients. So next up, it's asking for a garlic clove. I do have that fresh from the garden. Well, actually, freshly dried from the garden. Next, having trouble seeing. The light is reflecting. Now it says to put the lid on. It's going to chop this down and then it's going to ask us to add some sliced veggies up. Now I started slicing up my veggies. I started getting my beans, which is the next step, and slicing them up. And we are home growing these at the moment, which is super exciting. And I was like, this is going to be amazing when the cutter comes. And it is going to be amazing when the cutter comes because you can just put it in and literally in seconds, it'll slice it up for you, okay? But I decided, you know what, I'm just going to wing it. So I'm not going to do this dicing step as they have it. Well, I'll do it, but then I'm going to do these diced in the Thermomix as well because I do not slice them up. Now I'm looking around going, oh no, where's my lid? Here it is, thank goodness. I was like, please don't make me run out to the kitchen. Okay, on with our lid like it says, and let's chop this up. Is anybody else watching on? Do say hi. Are you excited about the cutter coming? I'm excited that it gives us more opportunities of what else the Thermomix can do. So many people I've met over the last 9.5 years still have their food processor. They don't typically use it, but they have it in case they want to slice onions. This is going to do that, plus so much more in one attachment. How cool is that? Anyway, 5 seconds, speed 5, at chopping speed, up we go. Off it goes. Okay, and then we click on next. And then we scrape down the sides, and this is where it then asks for the pre-chopped stuff. Oh, look at that. How good does that look? I love the look at freshly chopped stuff. So now it's got these green beans sliced, and then it's also got cabbage. I don't have cabbage. What I do have is broccoli stems. Okay, so I've just finished recording a beginner's thermomixing course, and part of that we do some amazing recipes in there as I teach you how to get the most out of your Thermomix, and broccoli stems are left. So let's put those broccoli stems in. I'm just trying not to let the base of my bowl fall out at the same time as we put those beans in as well. I did weigh them beforehand, so I do know that they are approximately, well, I'm saying approximately because they're probably about 20 to 40 grams off, but close enough is good enough. These are the awesome vacuum seal containers from the mix shop. I love them. Over Christmas, I made mini pavs, and I was able to actually keep them fresh in here for 3 days. They stayed without going tacky. And you guys who live in Queensland, you know the humidity we have here. Usually, if you put a pavlova in a container, it will start going tacky within about 24 hours. Because you put the lid on this, and then you actually suck the air out of it with the vacuum sealer that comes. Actually, it doesn't come with it; it comes separately, I think, but. Because you suck the air out of it, it's then airtight. And so when we got them out 3 days later, they were like I just got them out the oven and they were, freshly cooked and ready to go. So I love it. And I also used it for strawberries over Christmas. Similarly, stored them airtight and they just lasted like they were fresh for probably nearly 2 weeks. It was crazy. I didn't expect that. Let's put it that way. So normally it would now, Let's go next. I can't see in the light. Sorry guys, having trouble pushing the buttons. Chives, I don't have chives, I'm skipping that. Now it's got some oil. Before it adds oil, I want to chop these down because they're supposed to be slivers. Okay, so let's just push the home key. We're going to change out of this recipe. I'm going to put 5 seconds on the timer and put speed 5 just like we did before. Okay. I'm just going to take you through my thinking on this. The reason I didn't want to do this all at the first step is we had that garlic clove in there, and I was concerned that if I didn't actually allow it to chop down then at that point in time, that we may end up with that garlic clove bigger than we wanted to do. So that's the reason I actually did what I did there. All right, pushing our little menu key up the top, our bookmark, sorry, takes us back. Oh, look at that. Who needs to spend time slicing and dicing down to 2mm bits when you can do that? Okay, some oil. Let's go tear. Says ground something or other oil. I'm just going to use olive oil. Okay, just use what you've got. Don't go buying special stuff for it. Oh, I don't think I've teared the scales. Anyway, we'll just fake it. We'll make it. It's all good. Beauty of Thermomix cooking is you can kind of wing it to some extent. Next, okay, some salt. Now, normally they actually ask you to set this part aside in a minute, and I'm not going to do that. It's to let the liquid drain, but you guys know how I roll around here. When I'm at my Thermomix, the kids are like, how long till we can eat that food? Okay, they always are, unless they're cooking it themselves. So I'm going to skip this whole draining, straining step, which I think is why they do this, because they ask you to cook it. So we will cook it, but then we won't actually put it aside and drain it. So this is going to cook for 7 minutes. Oh, it's going to be 7 minutes. And what I'm going to do, it's on reverse, it's on 120 degrees, 7 minutes. And I am going to mention now the cutter host reward. Can't tell you I'm going to fit 7 minutes worth in. I might only take 2 minutes, but what I learned today is we had a national webinar where they shared with us about the amazing cutter. Now they have, the first batch has landed, which is super exciting. We got to see it in action, which it's the second time. I got to see it in Uluru, but it's just amazing. So it sits inside the machine and it's a basket itself. There's no holes in that basket, and then it's got the lid, and then it's got like a funnel top with the bit that goes in the funnel top, as you'd expect a food processor to have. It then in between has a blade layer, and the blade can go one way for grating and one way for slicing. Grey for grating apparently, and the other side for slicing, which is pretty cool. Then what you do is there'll be a mode that shows up on our machines probably in the next 48 hours, which you can use, or it's built into guided recipes. So at the moment you will see there's a brand new collection, or actually 2 collections on Cookie Do particularly for the cutter. So you can see in there that it tells you how to slice things. There's recipes that you can do with it. There's pickles, there's potato bakes, there's all sorts of amazing stuff on it. So check that out. But what is amazing and what stood out to me today that I didn't really notice last time so much is the fact that when you use it, the cutter, it's its own little device inside the machine, so your actual bowl does not get dirty. You can be chopping up your grated cheese, your ham for your pizza, your I make pickled cucumbers, so the cucumbers for the pickles, and my bowl will remain clean, because it's going into its own little baskety bowl. That's not, I shouldn't say basket, because the basket, it's actually watertight. Like, it doesn't have holes in it. It actually holds your food. And so I'm super excited. And even the volume, I think it was 750 or 800 grams worth of sliced potato can go in there. So I can't wait. I can't wait to be able to air fry my potato flat little bits to make like homemade chippies for the kids, because my kids don't eat that sort of food. We don't buy it. It's full of rubbish, so we just don't do it. So I can't wait to make those sorts of things. When it comes to pickling again, and our cucumbers going crazy to pickle those. But just the everyday things, like a recipe like this, you could slice up those beans beforehand. Now, the finer details are, it is, if you host a demonstration and a friend is ready to buy, it is free. We already knew that. Well, I think we knew that. Do we know that? Anyway, it was free. What was a bit of a question mark was when you host and your friends aren't ready to buy yet. That's okay. It is $159. So you're getting it discounted from, not completely sure the regular retail price. I don't think they told us that today. So that is what I know about it, all right, as well. I also know that it kicks off tomorrow at 11 a.m. Queensland time. Okay, so that's Australian EST, whatever that stands for. I don't know, EST, which is midday, Sydney Daylight Savings Times, is how that's kicking off. So if you want to have a demo, we can jump online with you and 2 friends and get that for you discounted, or free if a friend is ready to buy. Never any pressure to buy. It's an information sharing session where I can empower you and them with the information about what a Thermomix is and does. Once my cutter comes, I can even show you what the cutter does as well, and just give you the options of what it is and does. And then when you're ready, you reach out, and I'd love to support you to get one on the bench. And then most importantly, get the most out of it, because that's what I love. So that's so close to here. Now, what else I know is that the bowl offer is ending tomorrow at 11 a.m. So when the cutter starts, the bowl ends. Okay, so they're simultaneously stopping and starting. So if you are thinking and sitting on the fence about getting a TM6 with a second bowl set or without a second bowl set, now is the time. Okay, it is $29 to add a second bowl valued at $375 to your Thermomix. Okay, it is amazing. It is the next best thing to having another Thermomix on the bench. So if you'd like to take that up, reach out. I'd love to give you the payment options. You can head to my website, tmxingadventures.com.au, and you'll find, which by the way, there's a QR code on the screen. You can scan that, okay, and it will take you there to tmxingadventures.com.au. There is a buy now button. There is also a payment page which takes you through all the payment options as well. But I'm always happy to chat about ways of getting a Thermomix on your bench as well. Okay, so just my phone number is under that QR code as well if you obviously are in Australia. If you're overseas, I can't help you with the offer. I do apologise. I know there's a lot of you guys who watch in on YouTube from all over. And thank you to those of you who are jumping on Facebook today and saying hi. All right, I'm going to quit this step early because I've run out of things to say. And next, transfer to a bowl and set aside, as I made mention. Going to skip that step. Who wants to do that? Now, if you had your second bowl, you could actually put that in and do that, but I'm going to show you how you can just do it with one, because I don't think you need to with this one. Oh, look at that. Smells amazing in here. Okay, it's talking about rice milk. You could use just plain milk. If you are normally, just drink cow's milk, go for it. Okay, I'm actually using leftover whey. So those of you who've been following along for a while, you know that I have a cheese course because we make cheese. We don't eat much dairy because we just don't. You won't find us drinking, a milkshake of dairy. It's not going to work well in my household. There'll be lots of upset tummies and cranky little people. But what we do and can do is cheese. So we tend to buy milk and make our own cheese. And I've actually written an entire cheese course on that. And you can go to tmxingadventures.com.au. Okay, it's like BMXing but with a T. Okay, tmxingadventures, one big word, .com.au, and you can go to courses there and you'll actually find my cheese course there. You can buy my cheese course and learn how to make halloumi and feta and cultured butter and all these amazing cheeses confidently and easily. Okay, so you can make your own cheese board and your own all that stuff. But what that produces a lot of times is whey, and whey is amazing, especially when you spill it on yourself a little bit, but it can be a replacement then for milk and things. It can be a replacement for water, so we'll use it in our doughs, we'll use it in our baking, we'll use it in our pikelets, we use it in the place of buttermilk as well, so all those things. So, and I just keep it in the fridge. It lasts, I don't know how long officially, but a long time, okay, because you've removed the product out that actually typically goes off faster. So we're going in for 250 grams in this go. So it's a cup in this goes. And mine's come straight out of the fridge as well. The only time I wouldn't, just giving you my kind of brain behind it all, the only time I wouldn't go straight into a step like this is if it was going to be putting eggs in next. You don't want to go putting eggs into something that's hot. So obviously the contents were hot before I added that liquid to it. Because if you add the eggs, it's going to scramble them, and we don't want them scrambled because we want the eggs to be our setting agent in our waffles in a second. So that would be my only thinking is, can I do this? Looking for a washer to clean up my mess. But anyway, next up is wholemeal flour. I don't have that. I'm going to go gluten-free flour today because we typically do that where we can. And I've just got some gluten-free. It doesn't matter what brand, okay? This is a brand that actually I found in the cupboard. I'm not sure when we bought this. It could have even been in our caravanning travels. And it's just been sitting in there waiting to be used. So that's that one done. It's all right, never fear, I've got another one. Nearly there anyway. I've only got 30 grams to go, which is not much really. Now, by the way, if you don't have a waffle maker, don't let that stop you making this recipe. What I would suggest instead is actually just using it as like little fritters, fried off on a hot plate or a barbecue in little circles. Would work perfectly fine with this recipe. I think it would be absolutely amazing. I do love that it's got no dairy in it. I mean, it's now got the whey in it, which is partially, like it's a made on dairy product, but there's no butter in it. It's all made with the oil. Here's some more oil. So it's got 2 lots of oil in it. That's because the first lot should have been removed because we cooked off with it, but we're not going to remove it. So we'll put this in here now. 50 grams. And really, if you think about it, your oil is your replacement for your butter. If you're thinking, oh wow, that's a lot of oil, Lisa, it is. But you think about how often in baking and making pikelets and stuff, you're just whacking in 50 grams of butter. Okay, that's what that just did. All right. Next up, we're nearly done. 3 large eggs. In they go. Pre-cracked with those. Trying to pre-crack them this year so I don't put as much eggshells into my videos. You guys know that I'm often dropping that eggshell in. All right, half a teaspoon of salt. Oh, I could have put stock into this, you know. So often I will put in stock instead of salt, okay, especially when it comes to these savoury things. And you can actually put double the amount of stock as salt. So I would have put 1 teaspoon in. But anyway, forgot about that. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. This is a binder. I might grab this spoon. 1 teaspoon of that. Just don't ever go heavy on your baking powder as well. It is a rising agent as well. Okay, binding and raising agent. You guys know that often I will buy plain flour instead of self-raising, and I just self-raising it by adding this. Okay, the rule of thumb is for every 100 grams of plain, you add in 1 teaspoon of this to make it self-raising. Okay, so in essence, we've put a rising agent in. And then we're done. So we're gonna put the lid on, gonna blitz this up, and I'm so excited. I'm cooking it off in a waffle maker today, and I will show you. And I will show you later what the final product looks like. So do check in later on my page. You will find the final product. And those of you who watch on YouTube, you would see the final product both at the beginning and the end of my videos. Usually is where you'll find the picture. So look at that. That looks delicious. Oh, can't wait to test it out with my kids and see what they think. So that is the amazing vegetable waffles from cookiedo.com.au. It tells you how to finish it, cook it. Oh, there we go. Now they ask for the veggies. See, we didn't need to do that. We can just put it all in one and it looks amazing. And then it tells you to mix them through. We don't even need to do that. Try not to over mix your batters. They do thicken, especially glutinous ones. With the normal flour, they will get dense over time. And then it tells you how to finish them off. So I will show you the final product. Enjoy this recipe. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you find these videos useful. This month is all about healthy snacks in your Thermomix so that you can either freeze them for later when you're back at work and you need something quick to grab. Maybe you can freeze them for kids' lunch boxes. Or it might be when people drop around unannounced. Or for me, it's actually just feeding my very hungry tribe who are forever hungry all the time. But if I can support you in anything with your Thermomix, do reach out. I'd love to help you get one on the bench, demo and get you a cutter, or just answer your questions if you're stuck on a recipe and you're not sure if it's right. I'm more than happy to hear from you. But otherwise, thanks for joining me today. Please remember, actually, on that note, to share my page. So if you've got friends and family who have a Thermomix already, please share this page with them so that they can get more and more out of their Thermomix investment. I want everyone who's got a Thermomix on the bench using it to its max, okay? No more saucepans on the stovetop. No more blenders, no more graters, no more food processors. Let's use our Thermomix and use it to its absolute fullest because it can completely transform your kitchen if you wanted to. But otherwise, guys, thanks for joining me today. I can't wait to be back tomorrow to show you some more videos. Jump over to my website, subscribe over there as well because you'll get a whole lot of resources to your email account that are going to help you further with your Thermomix. So if you liked this month's overview, as you subscribe, you will actually get some of those other ones from previous times into your email inbox as well. But otherwise, guys, take care. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.